Hello everybody. We are going to see forces between multiple charges. I have told you that if in a system there are two charges present, then we can find the electrostatic force existing between those two charges by applying Coulomb's formula, which is F is equal to Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon R square. But if in a system there are more than two charges, then how we can find the net force on a particular charge? We are going to see that. If there are more than two charges present in a system, then we have to find the net force on a particular charge. For that, we will first of all find the forces on that particular charge due to other charges individually, and after that we will take the vector sum of all those individual forces. This will give us the net force on that particular charge. Okay, and this phenomena, this property is only known as what? Principle of superposition. Okay, so we can state the principle of superposition as the net force F on a given charge of system is the vector sum of individual forces acting on that charge due to other charges. Okay, so like this we can find the total force on a given charge in a system due to all other charges present there. Okay, suppose here we are having a system of n charges. Okay, we are having a system of n charges. You can see here that this is the origin. Okay, and we are having charge q1 here, charge q2 here, charge q3 here, and like this we are having qn charge here. You can see here that the displacement vector from charge q2 to charge q1, that is r12. Okay, here we are talking about the unit displacement vector. Okay, so the unit displacement vector from charge q2 to q1 is r12 cat. Similarly, the unit vector from charge q3 to q1 is r13 cat. Okay, and the unit displacement vector from charge qn to q1 is r1n cat. Now we will apply the Coulomb's law and find the individual forces acting on charge q1, because we are interested here to find the net force on charge q1 due to all other charges present in this system. Okay, so since there are total qn charges, so what we will do, we will find the force acting on charge q1 due to q2, q3, q4, q5 up to qn, and we will add all those forces. We'll take the vector sum of that, okay, in addition, and finally we'll get the net force acting on q1. Okay, so here you can see that the force on q1 due to q2 is F12. You can see here the direction is also shown. Similarly, the force acting on q1 due to q3 is F13. Okay, and likewise the force acting on q1 due to qn is F1n. Okay, and let us suppose that the net force acting on q1 is F1. Okay, so according to principle of superposition, which I have told you just now, we can say that the net force F1, okay, the net force F1, that will be equal to the sum of the individual forces. So it will be equal to F12 plus F13 plus F14 and up to F1n will take the vector sum of that. Okay, So this will give us what? This will give us the net force acting on Q1. Okay. So let us proceed further here. We are going to find the net force F1. Okay. So now we will find first of all F12. F12 will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square R12 cap. Okay, here I have represented F12 in unit vector form. That's why here it will be R square. Okay. Similarly, F13 will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q3 upon R square R13 cap. F1n will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Qn upon R square R1n cap. Okay. Between F13 and F1n, there will be F14, F15, F16 and so on. Okay. Now what we will do? We will take the vector sum of the forces from F12 to F1n. Okay. And we will get the net force on Q1, that is F1 we will get. Okay. So F1 will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square R12 cap plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q3 upon R square R13 cap plus and so on up to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Qn upon R square R1n cap. Okay. Now in this you can see that 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is common. Okay. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is what? It is common. So we'll take that common outside and we'll get F1 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square R12 cap plus Q1 Q3 upon R square R13 cap and like this up to Q1 Qn upon R square R1n cap. Finally, we have got the vector sum of all the individual forces which were acting on Q1, and that is the net force on F1. on Q1. Okay. So F1, which is the net force on Q1, that will be equal to this. Okay. This is the net force on Q1. Likewise, we can also find the net force on any other charge due to other charges. Suppose we want to find the net force on Q2. So what we'll do? We'll find the individual forces which are acting on Q2 due to Q1, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6 up to Q1, and after that we'll take the vector sum of all those forces and again we'll get the net force on Q2. Okay, so just I am writing the expression for net force on Q2 because the procedure will be like this only. Okay. Or let it be like this. Like this we can get F2 net force on Q2 due to all other charges, that will be also equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square. Now this unit vector, it will be R21. Okay, how it will be? I have told you in the previous video. R21 cap plus Q2 Q3 upon R square R23 cap plus so on Q2 Qn upon R square R2n cap. Okay, so we have got the expression of net force acting on Q2 due to all other charges. Okay, so this was all about principle of superposition. Okay, and what is this principle of superposition? Just now I have told you, again I am repeating that with the help of principle of superposition we used to find the net force acting on a given charge due to all other charges present in the system. Okay, thank you.